So to be direct, right? Sometimes you guys hear my voice sounding a little bit more rough than others. That's because I have not drank enough water. All right, and I've explained this before. It's been hot outside. Yeah. So I wanted to say this much. Since this is a full on legal case and the legal system is international, the roots are connected. And that's where the roots need to be as they continue to connect themselves with each other. See, the roots are underground for a reason. If you were to take, say, for instance, the first layer off of a growing system of a tree to where the roots were exposed, the roots are going to drive deeper into the ground to access water that they need in order to sustain their life and their ability to be as beautiful as they are and to provide a gift of life that Jehovah has scientifically set into perfect place for them to supply us with oxygen. So it's not just a tree, it's an entire life system that the rest of life depends on in order for us to keep living. So if you don't have a respect to the root system of a tree, then I would suggest that you cut yourself off from me and go try to plant yourself somewhere else and see how well you grow from there. Because I'm not going to keep putting up with these women that the men think are so cute, so fine. I don't care if you have relationships with them that I don't know about, whatever the case may be. I don't care about any of that. If they don't even look like they're attached to the right rooting system of the tree of life, and you're not cutting yourself off and you're not doing process of elimination to sustain the life of the tree that's going to give life to how many millions of people, then I cannot respect you, what you stand for, what you say, or anything that comes with you. You are so far disconnected from me at that point that there really isn't too much more that I can say to you. But I can say just this much about you, that if you're not here to sustain life and to respect life, you're not going to be up around me and I'm not going to be up around you. And neither is anyone else that you're allowing to disrespect the sustaining of the life of that tree. Because if you're allowing them to not respect it, you most certainly are not respecting it right along with them. And that is not going to be tolerated because I need to breathe. I don't know about everybody else. You can just pinch your noses up to me. I don't care. I'm breathing for as long as I have the breath of life in me that was rightfully given to me, which I breathe the same air that you do. So when you say that you think that you're better than me, then you must be breathing a whole different air than what I'm breathing. But since I don't see that to be real or a truthful statement, you may as well keep yourself properly rooted to that tree of life and do better than to detach yourself and go try to sustain yourself somewhere else where you don't even have the leaves that you need in order to give the oxygen off that is needed in order for you to breathe. The root feeds the tree. Where do you think that the carbon dioxide comes from? Yeah, it's a whole entire life underneath where we stand. So you need to respect it on both ends of the spectrum. Not just where you're comfortable with who you're comfortable with because they talk like you and they jive talk like you and they do all of the things that they do with you that they shouldn't be doing with you or anybody else if they really had any respect for the tree of life. Because that is the one tree that Adam and Eve were cut away from, which is why we are imperfect now and which is why we are dying today because of our sins and because of the stuff that I see popping off on these YouTube streets as if there is no humans running the entire system. And if you don't find disgust and shame in yourselves, well, then shame on you. Because I don't like to have to get indignant with anybody. So then I get mad at myself for being indignant because that is not natural to my true self. I am mirroring you sick people. You think I'm coming off hateful and jealous and anything up in them chat rooms or anything? Please don't flatter yourself. Because if you're thinking along those lines, you cannot be attached to the tree of life's rooting system, in my perspective. And from what I'm reading in the scriptures, Jehovah sees it quite the same way. You jeopardize the whole tree, cutting yourself off from it. So what are you willing to jeopardize? What surety do you have that you can go and reroute that tree's genetic system into another place where it can thrive and live and repeat the process from that which it came from? Because if you cannot oath that, then what on earth would you be taking the risk for? Pretty selfish, right? Even for your own life. It's a selfish decision. But you guys don't want to hear this.